Guys, how's everybody doing? Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning is just right around the corner. Here are my thoughts on Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. That was my positives on Ghost Protocol. I'm not gonna say the full title because fuck that. Is the new team that we get. We get Simon Pegg. We get this very attractive girl. What? I'm a dude. It's normal. And then you get Jeremy Renner, who is that what his name is? The guy who plays Hawkeye. And you of course have Tom Cruise. I love this new team. They're very likable and they have great chemistry throughout too. And like I said in my Mission Impossible 3 review, please go watch that. I even said that Simon Pegg needed more screen time, and it's official. I have superpowers. Not really, because that movie was made and everything, but I'm glad that Simon Pegg got more screen time with the team and all of that, since apparently he passed this quiz thing that you have to get into this stuff that he's doing and all that, which is weird. It's nice to see this new team. I'm kind of sad we don't get to see them all again, but we do get to see Simon Pegg. Yay! I really like this new team. They're very likable, and I really just enjoy all of them. They all have their all sense of humor, and they each have something that's likable about them. They also just have great chemistry. What else do you want? It's a cool team. Cool team, cool team. Part of the movie that I didn't really think I would like, or maybe this would kind of be in my mixed aspects, is the comedic elements. Now, I'm a person that will basically laugh at like really anything if you know my sense of humor, but when I saw the first comedic moment in this movie, I was like, "Oh, that's pretty funny actually." But the more it went on, I was like, "Dude, this movie's actually pretty funny. What the fuck is going on? This should not be working for me." Like usually when there's an action movie and they have like too much comedic elements, I'll go like, just do more explosions. But in this movie, I was like, this is funny. I want more. And like I said with the team, how I really like them, it mostly really comes from the team and the comedic elements, which I'm not bragging. It's cool. And I was really surprised by that, really. They just got me a lot of chuckles and a lot of laughs. Like, I think the standout was for me when they're, like, behind, like, the little screen that can, like, go invisible to where they can't see it and all that. When they were moving forward, like, when Simon Pegg's checking the thing, goes up, it's, like, scratching his nose. And the camera's, like, right there, and it shows up, and then just on the screen, it's just a big face of him, like, just imagine this, just imagine this. Mm, how I do a bit, and I hurt my toe. It hurts. That was not planned. Like I was saying, just imagine this. Ugh. That's basically how it was when he got in front of the camera like that. That was a pretty funny scene. There's a lot of actually pretty funny moments that I didn't really expect to laugh at. I was really surprised how much this movie actually got a few laughs out of me, which is surprising, which I wouldn't really expect from an action movie, because not all action movies get a laugh out of me. Hmm. And I thought the action was great in Mission Impossible 3. The action in this movie is just top fucking notch, my friends. Because there's a lot of great fucking action, especially like the prison break scene, which is one of the best stands out of this movie. And especially that skyscraper scene, which I'll be talking about soon. Just, the action in this movie is great, especially when they're underwater and everything, and they're getting shot at when they're underwater, and then they have to try and find their way out, and so they light a flare and put it on a dead body and push it in the water, which is kind of mean. The action in this movie is great. I thought the action was phenomenal in Mission Impossible 3, but it is fucking turned up to 11 here. It's all great, and just almost every action scene just tops the next. It is that good, like especially the scene where Tom Cruise is fighting the villain and all that, when Ethan's like fighting the villain and when like that like in that parking garage and all that, or wherever the fuck they were. And there's like during that scene, which I thought was like that. This is a kind of like a dark humor thing. I don't know if I was supposed to laugh at this. Maybe I'm just messed up. Where they're fighting, and he's like dizzy from fighting, so he just falls off the thing. He hits his face off of a car, and then he falls down onto the ground. Like he's fallen, hits his face off the car, starts falling a little bit more, and then lands. Like he goes like boink. I was, I actually laughed at that. I don't know if I was supposed to laugh at that. Maybe I have some kind of sick sense of humor, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I was supposed to really laugh at that. I don't know. That was a really funny fucking scene though. It's always hot in my room. This is supposed to be a bedroom where you can feel safe and like during the summertime you can cool off in here, but this is more turned into my studio. I got a bunch of fucking lights in here. Like I got two lights over here. I got my main light over here. I got a light kind of pointing at me that I haven't turned on yet, but I got a fucking lot of lights in here and they're taking up a lot of goddamn heat. And I got a fan going in there, and that's not helping. We gotta talk about the elephant in the room and probably one of the best action scenes in history, and that was the skyscraper scene in this movie. Wow. I find it hard to believe that Tom Cruise actually did that. When I found out Tom Cruise actually did, I was like, there's no way. I watched behind the scenes. Yeah, he really did that. How? I don't fucking know. Like this man, like Tom Cruise during that scene, man, he was just phenomenal. There's parts where he's just climbing up the thing, and one of the gloves decides to die, and it goes down, so he just takes it off, and he has to climb up with one hand with the little booster things. Then he's trying to cut open a piece of glass, but he falls down, has to restart again, and all that. And then during that scene where he just says "fuck it" after he's done in the room that he's in, he just says "fuck it," grabs a rope, tosses it out the window, hooks it onto himself, and then just jumps out the window. Wow. Like this, especially the scene where he's just like climbing and trying to like just boost himself up. I was just sitting there, I'm like, how in the fuck is this crazy motherfucker doing this? Like, I don't know. Tom Cruise, I'm starting to respect you more, buddy. Believe it or not, I wasn't a big Tom Cruise fan for a while. But then after I was talking to Maverick, I was like, this man's a legend. Yeah, it was a very great scene. It's also very suspenseful because every time it dies, you're like, oh god, is he gonna fall and all that? Especially with the sandstorm coming in the background and all that. Like, that's just a phenomenal scene. Very great directing there too, and a great performance and stunt work by Tom Cruise. Like, they need to give Tom Cruise an Oscar for fucking doing all these crazy stunts. Why don't the Academy Awards do that? You know, if you're gonna give an Academy Award to someone who slapped Chris Rock because of a joke, if maybe you should give him a award for Tom Cruise for stunts. No? Okay. Fuck ever apparently. Moving on to my mixed aspects. The villain or villains, I don't know. There's so many villains in here. There's like the villain that blows up this place in Russia, then you got this assassin, then you got this guy trying to hunt down Ethan for apparently because he was framed for blowing up the place, but he wasn't. Then you got you got this one dude where he is a guy that just decides to blow up this building, which they don't really explain. It's the dad from John Wick, and then you got this assassin, which she doesn't really have much to do in this movie. Then you got the guy trying to capture Ethan Hunt for apparently blowing up this place. Now, where it falls into my mixed aspects is where they're interesting, but you don't get to see much of them. But which I think is okay because this movie mostly just focuses on just like the mission and all that, which is what this franchise is about, and on these characters, which I appreciate more than just focusing on the villains. But there's really no clear villain because I kind of forgot about the guy with the briefcase and blowing up this building and all that. I was like, oh yeah, he's part of this movie. Where the fuck has he been? Even joking. He blows up the building and then just disappears for a while. Like, where have you been? Got the assassin, where she shows up in the beginning of the movie, and then they're trying to do like a deal scene with her, and then that goes to shit, and then she gets fucking kicked out a window and then dies. And then it shows this guy who blew up the building like, oh yeah, he's part of this movie. And then he gets his fucking ass kicked and then dies because he hit his face off a car and then just landed. Like he fell more and then died. There's no clear villain. Can that be explained? Guys, other than that, this was a great movie. Now, a lot of people say that this movie is better than Mission Impossible 3, which I wouldn't argue with you, but I feel that I still prefer Mission Impossible 3. I feel they're both equally good, but I feel I would just rewatch Mission Impossible 3 more. But this is still a movie where I would recommend that you go out and buy it. What do you guys think of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol? Is this your personal favorite of the franchise? Do you enjoy this movie? Do you not love this movie? Let me know in the comments below and we will talk about it. And if you like this video, like it. If you love to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you will get notified for my latest videos. But until my next video, take care.